Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're looking at a pretty wild idea. What if our biggest source of pollution could actually become our cleanest source of energy? Yeah, we're talking about turning everyday waste into a serious solution for the planet.
So we all know the big problem, right? We're pumping way too much carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, pushing our planet's temperature past the breaking point. We are desperately searching for sustainable solutions, but the answer might be hiding somewhere you'd never, ever think to look.
Okay, stick with me here, because this is going to sound a little strange. What if a huge part of the solution isn't some brand new futuristic tech, but instead, it's in the millions of tons of waste we create every single day?
So, how does this actually work? Well, the whole thing hinges on a team-up between two things you'd never expect: the sludge from our waste plants and, well, simple, fast-growing algae.
It's like they were made for each other. See, the sludge that comes from treating waste, from sewage, farm runoff, even breweries, it's packed with nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus. And guess what? That is the exact five-star meal algae needs to grow like crazy. Our waste is literally the perfect fertilizer.
And this is where things get kind of mind-blowing. When you look at how much biofuel you can get per acre, algae isn't just a little bit better, it's playing a totally different sport. It just leaves traditional sources like corn and palm oil in the dust.
Yep, you heard that right. A single acre of algae, fed by our own waste, can crank out 5,000 gallons of fuel. That number is just incredible, and it shows you the insane potential locked inside this simple little green organism.
But wait, there's more. Seriously. The algae biofuel is amazing, but that's only part of the story. The entire waste treatment process itself is basically a secret power plant, creating even more good stuff we can use.
First up, you've got something called biogas. So when these tiny microorganisms get to work breaking down all that organic gunk in an environment with no oxygen, they naturally release this gas that's super rich in methane. It's basically free, renewable energy made directly from what we flush away.
And you can do a ton with this stuff. You can burn it right there to generate electricity, clean it up a bit to run cars, or even use it as a raw material to create other chemicals. It's like the Swiss Army knife of green energy.
And it doesn't stop there. Think about it. All those little microbes and chemical reactions going on inside the plant, they're working hard. And all that activity naturally generates a constant, significant amount of heat.
And the really beautiful part is none of that heat goes to waste. It can be captured and piped right back into the system to keep all those biological processes running at their absolute best. And if there's any left over, you could literally use it to heat the houses and businesses right next door.
Okay, so this is where it all just clicks together. It's the most elegant part of this whole idea, because this isn't just a series of separate useful things happening. It is a perfect closed loop where nothing, and I mean nothing, is wasted.
Let's just trace it for a second. Waste comes in, right? That makes sludge and biogas. The sludge feeds the algae. The biogas gets burned for power, which, yes, releases carbon dioxide. But, and this is the genius part, instead of that CO2 just escaping into the atmosphere, it's captured and fed back to the algae. The algae literally eats it to grow even faster. It's a complete, self-powering, carbon-neutral circle.
So, let's zoom out. What happens if we take this amazing local loop and start thinking globally? What's the potential here if we really go for it?
The dream here is huge. Just imagine, what if every single waste treatment plant on Earth had a cost-effective version of this system? Every city, every town, turning its own waste into its own clean energy. Now that's how you make a real, measurable dent in climate change.
So it all comes down to this, really. Could the very thing we're most desperate to get rid of actually be the key to powering our world and saving our climate? It's a total flip in how we think about waste. Not as a problem to be solved, but as a resource we simply can't afford to ignore.